Let's look at another form of solar. It's called solar water, ranked at 41 by 2050 with 6.08 gigaton of reduced CO2 by then. $3 billion in net cost with $773.7 billion in net savings. So this is broadly splitting solar into solar thermal and solar PV. So photovoltaics directly generate electricity, whereas solar thermal tend to heat some fluid or typically water. So global solar water heater market opportunities and forecasts from this Allied Market Research company says global solar water heater market is expected to reach $6.7 billion by 2027. So it's growing at a compound aggregate growth rate of 6.1% between 2020 and 2017, and this is typically how they would look: a tube that gathers solar energy and is used to heat fluid, as we said, typically water. In general, looking at growth capacity and energy of global solar thermal from 2000 to 2018. So this is the solar thermal capacity in gigawatts, and this is global solar thermal energy yield in terawatt hours. So you can see that both have grown pretty impressively over this time. So I'm not distinguishing between solar water heating and the broadly solar thermal, which could be heating something else, including maybe concentrated solar power to heat molten salts and so on and so forth. Nonetheless, here is the image of a solar array, solar water array in Esbjerg, Denmark, used for house and district heating, employs buffer tanks for thermal storage. Esbjerg is a port city on Jutland Peninsula, runs almost entirely on renewable energy, and is at the center of Denmark's offshore wind and wave energy industries. Obviously, the Scandinavian countries, small homogeneous societies, relatively rich, have been betting big on renewables, and they have some benefits also in terms of availability of wind over these latitudes where actually it's a problem for normal people to go around, because even in the summer they go to beaches which are in the range of 15 degrees centigrade, and the water is maybe even 10 degrees centigrade. Very cold for most of us, but the Danes love it and they're used to it, and they obviously harvest a lot of the solar energy and the wind energy. If solar water heating grows from 5.5% of the addressable market to 25%, the technology can deliver emissions reductions of 6.1 gigatons of carbon dioxide and save households $774 billion in energy costs by 2050. In our calculations of upfront costs, we assume solar water heaters supplement and do not replace electric and gas boilers. So this chapter or podcast is specifically focusing on solar water heating, even though I included some information on the broader solar thermal, which could include other things. Okay, we'll leave it here. Short podcast, but important one as well.